as a teacher, I've been really working with my students to lead by example because every time they get in trouble, they always say, well, Josh was doing it. Well, Sarah was doing it. They excuse their bad behavior because other people were doing it. And I'm being more intentional for them to lead by example because just because another person is not following the rules doesn't mean that you have to break the rule too. And what's been coming up for me is that to be a leader, because I know even like in high school and college, we're always have like peer pressure because people are smoking, people are drinking, people are doing other stuff. And because we see other people doing it, even though we know right from wrong, we choose to participate in those activities because first, we might be curious. And second, maybe we just want to do it because why not? It's fun. Of course, all sinful things are fun. But we always say because other people are doing it, or if you get in trouble with your parents, you'll be like, well, Eileen was doing it, right? We always blame other people for our own behavior and how we should act. And what the Holy Spirit has been helping me and reminding me in this season of my life is to not worry about what other people are doing, right? To worry about if I know right from wrong, to do the right thing. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Can I do the right thing regardless, right? He's like, be different. Be different, not in a way that like you think you're better than someone else, but be different in a way. Let's say, for example, if like you follow the commandments of not stealing, it doesn't matter if someone else is stealing a lip gloss, candy, whatever it is that they're stealing. It doesn't give me or you a free ride to steal candy or to steal anything for that matter. It doesn't matter what people are doing. That's literally what the Holy Spirit has been saying to me. It does forget what other people are doing. Do you know right from wrong? Stay on the path of righteousness if that is what you choose. I mean, that is the right way of living. And if you're committed to living that way, then you have to forget what the world is doing, forget what anyone else is doing, and you lead by example. Instead of looking at other people to enable you on your bad behavior, how about you start leading by example with your good behavior? Maybe they can follow you, your way of living versus the other way around, right? And so, as I'm teaching my students this concept, and I'm also applying this in my own personal life because as an adult, we have been doing this, we do this in all areas. Even when it comes to parenting, sometimes we have older parents or we have younger parents, and the parents weren't really responsible. They weren't really that caring, right? And so when we have kids of our own, and then we start saying, well, my parents didn't do that for me. My parents didn't buy me this. My parents didn't, we always were blaming our parents for all this stuff that we didn't have growing up and denying our kids from having those things because we didn't have it or even being parented correctly, basically. Well, I didn't get parented correctly. I didn't have anyone to look out after me, to show me how to do this, how to do that. Well, okay, you didn't have that, but now you're able to do it. And now you have a child that you can do that for. Therefore, you have to help that child do better because you know better, right? There's no excuse of because your parents didn't teach you. Well, you made it right now, right? So now teach them, your kids, to do better. And that's been really coming up for me as this season I'm moving toward of not keeping my eyes literally laser focused on God, on His commandments, and how He created the world and how He wanted me to live, right? As a Christian, you can have another faith. I've been really committed to doing it God's way because I tried the world's way. Literally, I was so curious, and I can tell you that now that it did not work for me personally. All I got out of that was heartache, headache, anxiety, stress. I mean, you name it. And as I've been doing it God's way, and literally, I have so much more peace. I literally almost cried this morning because just like the amount of gratitude and peace in my heart, I literally was praying to God to not allow anything, no one to disturb that kind of peace that I feel within myself. And it's honestly because of Jesus Christ. And sometimes I'm like, wow, I've been aware of Jesus Christ for so long. I'm like, why didn't I ever tap in? It was so weird to me that like I took so long. And once I finally dived in, and I'm getting all this so much like revelation and like healing. I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing? I felt like I was blind before, honestly. And the thing was been there my whole life. And I'm like, wow, God, like your way is the best way for me, period.